Hey everyone, welcome back to the Be Studio, and today I'm here with a brand new video for you guys. I'm going to be recapping Riverdale Season 5 Episode 2, titled Chapter 78, The Preppy Murders. Before I get into it, I just want to say that I'm trying to reach a goal of hitting 200, and right now we are currently at 250 subscribers, so congratulations for that. I'm going to be hoping to reach 300 subscribers by the end of March, by spring break. So that's kind of my goal, 50 subscribers in the next few months. I think we can do that. My Heartland videos have done really well, and so my Riverdale videos have not done that bad. I mean, not as good as Heartland, but Riverdale is not that bad. It's a popular enough show. I feel like when it comes to a popular show, it's hit or miss. Like, some things I don't do the best, and when it comes to videos, like popular shows, and some I do. Like, like Mandalorian's popular, but I don't do too well there. But like Heartland's not even that popular, but still do well there. Okay, so the Preppy Murders. Overall thoughts on this episode. This was a good episode. I mean, this was technically the penultimate episode of Season 4, and as far as that goes and tying up loose ends, they did a really good job with that. I thought it was a solid episode. I thought it was better than the premiere, definitely. Premiere, I guess, is solid. This one I was actually say is good. Not great, but good. Great would be something that would be, that would be whenever, maybe the graduation episode will be classified as great, but this is good, and I actually give it, an A, overall grade. I gave it a solid A. Last episode, I think I gave it like an A- or something, but this episode, I thought, that, they did a really good job with everything. And we're going to go ahead and start off, I'm going to do the tape mystery thing last because there's a lot to talk about there. But I'm going to go ahead and start out with talking about Archie's storyline. Archie, and how they have dealt with Luke Perry's death, they have done an outstanding job with that. And I'm really proud that they were able to, use Luke Perry's death and create very emotional storylines out of it. I mean, it's an ongoing storyline. This episode I thought was the most emotional they have gotten, and I thought that KJ Apa nailed it this episode. I thought he did a really good job, and Archie was my favorite character this episode. Well, there wasn't much there was some character development. I mean, when it comes to Archie, it's kind of hard to get character development, you get what I'm saying? I thought he did a really good job. And pretty much, if we're talking about the specific story, Archie is now frustrated because of the tape of the Black Hood holding the gun to him, that reenactment that came in the end of the last episode. So he's upset, and it starts out with him doing his punching bag. He goes to his dad's grave, which is a really emotional scene, just him crying and saying, "You try to make it better, and every day the town finds ways to disappoint you." And I really felt for that. And I just felt really sad for Archie. I mean, again, KJ Apa did an outstanding performance this episode. But pretty much the main story arc is that this kid, so it was a son who, it was a hit-and-run accident with Freddie Andrews. And the son is now going on trial. First it was the dad, now it's the son. And Mary asks Archie to write a letter of support to them. Archie just couldn't at first, and it wasn't until, he didn't really crack until first, the dad came and visited him, and that was, kind of sent him over the edge, and then he came home to see Mary watching that tape last episode, and then Archie just lost it. He broke the tape in half and slammed the bat into the TV. I mean, intense, but, I think it shined for Archie. And then Uncle Frank came into town, and him and Archie got into a fight, but then they hugged by the end, and I don't think Uncle Frank's gonna be back. I think that was just like a one-episode thing, but I'm still glad that they brought him back. I think that he was needed in the story and to have a little bit of closure. And he's finally gonna turn himself in. But that ending scene with them reading the letter and being like, my dad would have wanted forgiveness to people who wronged, and he wouldn't hold it against them, and he believed in second chances. I thought that was really emotional. I was about to cry, and that was a great ending scene with Archie and Uncle Frank going to Dad's grave. They did a really good job with that. Outstanding, definitely the best storyline of the episode, and I really felt for this storyline again. And they've done this a lot, and this episode I think was the best that they've done. Not the premiere. Premiere is the best, probably the second best that they've done with honoring his legacy. Now I'll talk about the Lodge storyline. Now this one, when I read the synopsis, I just thought it was going to be a repeat, but this one was a bit different in a good way. Pretty much, it starts out with, Veronica is working, and, she's working, and Hermosa's there, and they're kind of still having some rivalries. And then she goes out to the back, and the Malloys, remember that Hiram killed Jinx Malloy at the end of last season? Well, they're back, and they want revenge, but before they can shoot Veronica, Hermosa kills them. That was good. That was a good moment for Hermosa, even though I didn't really. I mean, it was good. So now they decide that they're going to work against Hiram, and they come and they talk to Hermione, and they come with a plan that they are going to do a hostile takeover to Hiram. So first, they're trying to get the FBI on their side against Hiram, and he's mad. So he's like, get out. So stupid. But by the end, pretty much Hermosa instructs a plan to show that they don't want to help Hiram. So pretty much Hermosa hires people to beat up Hiram, and then he calls Veronica to come home, and he asks for help, and Veronica says, no, I'm not going to help you. You're a dog that needs to be trained. You can't be doing this anymore, or else your health's going to be gone wild, and you just can't do that anymore. And, you need help, and I'm not going to help you, so you need to think about that as you lick your wounds tonight. That was good, even though it was like, okay, we've seen this before, we've seen the horrible relationship, but this time was a bit different. And then by the end, Hiram has decided to step down from all of his fighting and stuff like that, and Hermosa is taking over the family business, and Veronica's going to college. But Hermione, oh my gosh, I mean, she pretty much announces that Andy Cohen invited her to do work in New York as a housewife, and then first she declined, and now she's accepting it, and she's divorcing Hiram. Yes, there you go, Hermione. You were good there. You were great there. But I thought that would be a way to exit out of the show. So I don't know why they did that. I mean, because she's not leaving. She announced that she's staying on full time, not regular, not full time. I don't know what's gonna happen there, but overall, this large storyline was a bit different. I did like that about. So moving on to Cheryl's storyline. This one was. Didn't really think much of it, but first of all, Shoni is going strong, and that is amazing. And then we have that Cheryl is trying to get all the Blossom heritage to herself now that there's not many more members left. So after a funny Zoom call, which I'm glad that they did that. So after a very funny Zoom call, I think that what was nice about this situation is that it was classic Cheryl and her brattiness. Although I wasn't a big fan of it, it was pretty dumb. And then she hired Penelope to poison them so she would get all the family business. So that happened there. And then she ended up getting it. And then Penelope came out of a wall, and that was one of the most hilarious things I've seen on Riverdale. That was really good. They've done a really good job with this week. Had some funny lines, and that was awesome. But not much to think of the Cheryl story. I mean, now she has also Blossom heritage, so post time jump, she's probably going to be working with that and seeing what she can do. I mean, the only Blossom family left she has is Nana Rose. That's it. And Penelope, and I think they're going to try to restore that relationship. Finally, the tape storyline. So now, pretty much, first of all, Brett calls them in the middle of the night, and it's really weird. He wants them to transfer them to a different prison, and they arrive in the morning, and Brett is dead. He's dead. We don't know what happened. All we know is his eyes were gouged out or something. And it turns out that David is also dead, too, and we see him hanging. And that was weird too. And then Joan's dead too. And then Donna calls them, and she wants Betty's help because she's afraid that because now Brett and Joan are dead, that they're gonna come after her. But Betty declined. I think that's gonna come back to bite her next episode. That's my opinion. But pretty much we have the tapes now. The person got inside the house officially, and Betty and Jughead, and then someone goes into the Jellybean's room and rubs the knife on her cheek like the trailer. That was creepy. They finally got inside the house. I mean, I was waiting for how long they would do that for. So now they're in the house. So then they go to the hotel, but then they meet back at the house, and they confirm that Charles is a serial killer, and he is sent to jail with Chick. So I was waiting for that for a long time. I'm glad that they finally did it. That was good, I gotta say. Okay, reveal. Jellybean is the auteur, voyeur, whatever. She is behind the tapes. And I don't know, I thought that they did a really good job with that. I got the idea when she was at the rave last episode. I thought that was I thought that kind of gave a hint, and it is revealed that she did it because she didn't want Jughead to go to Stonewall Prep. She wanted him to stay in town for a mixture, which kind of sounds like a lame excuse. I thought that the idea of it being Jellybean was weird, even though I kind of predicted it because they gave us that hint last episode. I mean, overall, it wasn't I mean, it was an intriguing reveal, but it wasn't the biggest. I thought that Chick being the Gargoyle King was a better reveal than this. I mean, it was fine, but like it just felt a little bit like a Jellybean's excuse, and just the motive behind why she did it was weird. I mean, the fact that she did do it was interesting, but her motive was weird. So by the end, now it looks like that FP is probably gonna leave Jellybean. And overall, it was a solid episode. I mean, as the penultimate episode though goes, they wrapped most things up. I mean, the Cheryl storyline was dumb. And besides the Cheryl storyline and the reveal being of Jellybean being a little weird, it was a solid episode. I mean, I think I liked every part of it. So then, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. Thanks so much for watching my studio. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn your post notifications so you miss a video. Thanks so much for watching, and bye.